Hey, Tburrier from Tburrier.com. So what do you look for when you're building a team, right? And this will apply to building a sales organization. And it could be that you're building a home business sales organization. It could be that you're building a sales organization in a traditional model as well. And this will apply either way. And certainly it would be natural for you to want to find someone who's already been successful in the field, right? That's ideal. And that can happen, and you should look for those people. But let's talk about it from a bigger picture perspective, from a masses perspective. So I was reading Sean Achor's book, Big Potential, which is an excellent book. I highly recommend it. And he's telling a story about his freshman year at Harvard. And right before they start a freshman year, they had something called an activity fair that all the freshmen go to learn about different things that they can get involved in. And he's sharing the story about how, as he's at this fair, the crew coach, right, the rowing team coach for the freshman crew team, approaches him and says, "Hey, have you ever considered rowing or doing crew? You got a great body for it, and you'd be great at it, and and invites him to come try out." And he's like, "Wow, that's great, Heck, he thinks I might be good at it. That's pretty cool. I'll go check it out." And so when he shows up, right, that next day or whenever it was, there's 100 guys there, right? And so he's like, "Oh, so I wasn't the only one that the coach asked." So why would the coach ask so many people? Well, first of all, and this is a golden rule, you can't see heart. You can't see heart. Right? You can't judge people by anything when it comes to what they'll do because you can't see heart. And so the coach, if you think about what the coach was doing, the coach knew he probably asked 500 guys, right? And had 100 show up, right? He knew that some wouldn't come. And then he also knew, right, that, and Sean Achor experienced this, a bunch of people came the first day and didn't come the second day, right? The coach didn't cut them and say, "Oh, you're not suited for this." They cut themselves, right? And that's going to happen. I remember that when I was, playing sports in high school. And then some people aren't going to make it, right? Some people are going to stay in there. They hang in the first couple of days and they're like, and they don't improve or they don't make the cut, so to speak. So some don't make it, and then some do make it, right? That's sort of how it works. And over time, some become the stars and then move on to the higher levels. That's the way it works when you're building a sales organization, right? I mean, when you're building something and you're building a team, I can tell you, I don't look for degrees. I don't look for certifications. I don't care about the resume. I'm looking for the human being. So for me, these are the things that I look for, and maybe this will be of value for you. Number one is, are you nice? I like to work with nice people, and especially in any sort of environment where people are going to be working with the public, which is what a sales organization is. They're going to have to be nice people. And, some people just aren't nice. And, you can try to make them nice. That's up to you. I'd rather find nice people. Ideally, I want honest and respectful. Respectful, you can get a little feel for that right away. Honest, you can't know. You can't know that right away. That's going to prove itself out over time. But my 3 platform behaviors for success, besides things like work ethic, are nice, honest, and respectful. You got to have those 3. And you can build anything if you're diligent with those 3 as a platform, because people do business with people they like and trust over time. Nice, honest, and respectful will do that for you. The next thing I look for is attitude. Is their attitude positive? Right? Do they have a positive attitude? They got a little bright light in them? I look for that big time. Are they open-minded? Right? If they're not open-minded, they're not going to be coachable, and they might not even be interested in participating in what you're doing if they're not open-minded, right? And let me tell you, a closed mind in today's world is a recipe for disaster. No one has, I want to say has the right, but it's their right. They can have a closed mind if they want. But man, that doesn't make any sense. How can you have a closed mind in today's world when you look all around you and everything that exists, most people couldn't have imagined 50 years ago, right? So got to be open-minded. Next is work ethic. Some demonstration of work ethic, meaning, what have they done in the past to demonstrate work ethic? Maybe heck, it could have been an Eagle Scout or something, right? And being a part of a team of some sort, maybe playing sports or doing something that demonstrated that they had to work hard at it. Because again, the resumes don't tell the truth. And if you're building in a home business, you don't even see a resume, right? All you got is what the person says. And then life experience. I look for life experience, and I really look for struggle. I want to know, has someone been through some fire? Have they had some difficulties? Have they had some challenges? I want to know that if possible, because that's what molds people, right? That's what really helps people to develop some chutzpah. And how someone experiences difficulty has so much to do with what their history has been. If someone's been through a lot of hard stuff, then things like someone saying no to them, that's not hard. It's like, okay, right? I mean, that's all way better than me having this happen in my life, right? So I look for life experiences and particularly difficult things. And then the other thing I look for is discipline. What is their history of discipline? Sometimes you can see discipline based on how they take care of themselves. So that's important to me. But also it can be applied to maybe how they're groomed or how they take care of things, or a variety of things. Or I'll ask questions about that because discipline is a big deal. Really, if you discipline yourself to do the little things, you can pretty much accomplish anything. So those are the things that I look for when I'm recruiting to build a team. Obviously you can't see all that, but you can get there in the conversation. So the first place I look is nice. And then I'll look at the body of work, what is their life like and how do they engage with people and things like that. Because you can teach people pretty much anything if they're open-minded and willing to learn, but you can't teach them to be nice. So it starts with nice, and then those are the other things that I look for. So hopefully that's helpful for you as you're going forward and doing whatever it is that you're doing. Feel free to share this. I encourage you to share it with other people who are working in your space. And make sure you check out Tburrier.com and get your free download, the audio download of how to overcome the 4 barriers of success. Great to have you here, and see you next time.